What is up, YouTube? If you click on this video, this is going to be the summary of the new era for Epic 7 that will be launching on April 2nd. This is going to contain basically all of the things you really need to know. Anything that's not talked about, which is including some of the episode 6 heroes and some of the niche things that are from there, and like the improvements for the UI for some of the story that they have planned coming out on the 23rd. You can go watch that on your own time. I don't think it's really that important. This video is just going to try to save you as much time as possible and just give you all the information that you need to know. If you do enjoy, if you find this helpful, please drop a like and comment for the algorithm. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's fly straight into it. Okay, so here is the timeline that Smilegate has kind of laid out in terms of what to expect. Really quickly, on April 2nd, you'll be seeing the equipment changes, the Milestone of Radiance, the new Biblis, Carrot event, Mysterious event, and Imprint Circuit I'll be covering in this video. Most of the changes for April 23rd, Black Rail Cult, and God of Battles Coliseum and whatnot, I will not be covering, so you can watch it in your own time. But the TLDR is Episode 6 is Black Rail Cult with a bunch of new characters. There's going to be more art contests that they'll be focusing on because of the release of the Perfume or Biblis, and this is going to basically be like a AI. You're basically fighting against PVE, but in the RTA format where you're actually picking against like an AI that's choosing heroes. That's really all you really got to know for May 14. Okay, this video will be going over April 2nd changes, and below we'll have all of the timestamps if you want to jump to a specific section. So we're going to start off with the equipment. Okay, so regarding equipment, the first change that I want to talk about is the actual Astral Forge. A lot of you guys know that currently it's just from the Battle Pass, and it's very, very cringe. As you can see right here, boom. I'll throw it up somewhere, editor Vic. Basically, we'll be getting Astral Forge once per month. And with that, they're introducing a new currency, two new currencies, one of them being the Cosmonium. So if you get a piece of gear from your Astral Forge, you are going to be able to make from an epic piece of equipment to a otherworldly piece of equipment. And additionally, if you want to, ensure that you don't actually brick that piece of gear, maybe there's one, stat that you don't want, like flat attack, flat HP, you can use a Mana of Control catalyst to basically lock it so that you can only roll onto those individual 3 stats. Maybe it's like attack, crit chance, crit damage, for example, on a boot. Now, mind you, if you do use the Mana Control catalyst on that piece of gear, you do have to, it will go to plus 15. It's locked to plus 15. So please be mindful when you are using these currencies, as they will be very rare to come across. One more thing to mention, the points that you get for Astrium or Astral, however you want to think, Astral Forge, it will carry over. So when you are, previously, as of right now, at the time of recording, which is March 28, your points will kind of like delete after this forge is complete and you cracked up your gear. This will no longer be the case. Your points that you accumulate for Astral Forge will carry over from one month to the next month to the next month, and so on and so forth. So it'll be very convenient so that you're not, having to wait until you start another Astral Forge to start collecting points again. So very nice quality of life change from Smilegate's part. Okay, so regarding the actual enhancement of equipment, you can see on the right-hand side that this is a new UI because they're allowing us to have a mass enhance function in the game. But apart from that, they are going to be consolidating the charms. So previously, you get weapon charms, helmet charms, body charms, and all this and that. But with the new update, they are going to be consolidating it to just equipment charms and also accessory charms. So you can see here, they've already consolidated it in this kind of developer menu. And this is going to be what the AI actually, or UI rather, looks like when you're going to be doing batch enhancements. So again, another quality of life change, I think, is very helpful when you're, farming Rift for the whole day, or you're doing otherworldly and you just want to, you've already deleted the gear that you don't want and you want to just mass upgrade to like plus 6 and whatnot, you can easily pick and choose and you can delete and recycle as well. So again, I think this is a very useful change. Some people may think, it's not that helpful for me because, bro, I don't even have charms anyway. But if you do have charms like myself, I do find this relatively useful, and I think it will make it just a little bit less cumbersome by having all the charms consolidated. Now, in the background, as you can see here, there is going to be a AI assist introduced to the World Arena. Now, I'm not sure if I'm really a huge fan about this because they're basically generating all of the pick information with AI, with the use of AI, rather, I should say. And even up to the actual post ban is going to be suggested as well, as you can see highlighted here right above. Now, for me personally, I don't want to get it too convoluted, but I personally think it's a little, I don't love this change. I can see that direction in terms of helping new players and having more people, branch into RTA to learn, because it only suggests heroes that you have on your actual account. But from a competitive aspect, and I think just for the love of the game, and there's a little bit of beauty, in my opinion, of actually learning how to play RTA, with the characters that you have available, with the gear that you farmed over the years, and actually creating your roster. Maybe you're missing certain limited characters or collab characters even. So I think it does take a little bit of the beauty out of that factor, because now you're kind of just going in brainless a little bit. Obviously, your build's going to matter, and you'll learn to change the build if you pick that unit suggested, but it doesn't work. So it's a double-edged sword. I can see it working for new players and getting people into RTA easier, but for the more competitive and just maybe I'm an old head, I'm an unk. I just think of it. I don't love it, the feature, but I can see where they're coming from. But that's regarding the AI assist for RTA. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about the Milestone of Radiance. Now, what you're looking at is a new chest kind of reward system. Some people may think of it almost like an RTA shop, but there's going to be a lot of different rewards that you're able to receive. As you can see in the bronze chest, there are Molagora, Powder of Knowledge, and Leaf, but you can reference to what I have listed on this notepad. The bronze rewards for the chest are going to be able to grant Molagora, Powder of Knowledge, and Leaves. Silver rewards will include Mana Stones, Epic Modification, Gem Chest, Charms, Awakening Elixir, Potion of Ascension, Chronicle Bookmarks, and Leaves. And gold rewards will have 5-star Covenant heroes and 5-star artifacts, including Renak, Afternoon Soap Plan, Young Senya, Amit, and Landy, which will also include their artifacts. And diamond rewards will include a 5-star guaranteed Moonlight hero. And this will be up to 10 total for new players. And so if you want to get the full details, you can obviously look on Stove. But that's all the information that you'll be needing as I put on screen for that. Okay, so if you're an existing player like myself, if you're someone that already has a lot of ML5s and you're wondering, wow, new players are getting so much stuff, what are the existing players going to be receiving? Well, if you already have a lot of ML5s or most of the ML5s and you do happen to use the Milestone of Radiance and you unlock these diamond chests and you get ML5 that you already own, you're going to be getting this new currency very similar to the Galaxy Coin shop that we have at the moment. If I fast forward here, you're going to be able to see the actual shop that it has. You can see that it has the Cosmonium, it has the Soul Shards, which I'll cover in just a moment. This is the Moonlight Hero Selector. That's also similarly to the one that's in the Covenant, Galaxy Coin Shop rotation at the moment. Astrium, Bottle of Knowledge, Unknown Slate, 2 speed pieces. I believe this should be 20 speed, and this one I'm not 100% sure what it is. This one should be a limited Covenant Hero Selector and then a regular Covenant Hero Selector, as far as I'm aware. But I haven't been able to actually find a lot of information in terms of what all the rewards are and how much glory coins that you're going to get per dupe that you land on. So that I can't comment on. We'll have to wait for more details. Maybe at the time of you watching this video, that information is already out there. But at the time of the recording, this is not public information at the moment. Okay, and starting from rank 50, all new players will receive a discounted Mystic Summon. There's going to be a 40% discount, so you can see here it goes from 50 Mystics down to 30 Mystics for your total cost. And if you, say pulled, Ruel of Light, in this case, they did talk about if you were able to actually get the hero that you're looking for, this discount is going to be carried over into your next pulls. So you can get the Ruel as you see here. Then you can also get Lady of the Scales, and it will be up to a total of 200 summons. So definitely want to, take full advantage of this if you have a bunch of Mystics, because this is going to be very, very pivotal in trying to secure whichever Moonlight 5s that you want to use to kind of build your account around. If you're more of a Guild War, interested player, maybe you're going to be looking more of like Empyrean Illidan and stuff like that. If you're looking for more like RTA focus, maybe you're going to want for the Lady of the Scales and whatnot. But just be mindful, it will cover the full 200 pity for that discount. Yeah, also, existing players will receive 1,050 Twin Librarian bookmarks, or Mystic Medals, rather. So we are getting some free pulls, and we are getting the discount as well. Same like the new players, but we're getting 1,050 for free. So that's very nice. Next thing that's really, really nice is that Grace of Growth is going to unlock the second slot completely free of cost. My only thing is Smilegate. Are you going to refund all the Skystones that I put into for the hero review, or like the new hero reviews or hero videos that I've done on YouTube?
No.
Or on stream? I hope so, but I think it's not. But anyway, Grace of Growth's second slot will now be free. Okay. Okay. Okay, so Smilegate is going to be introducing a new imprint circuit system. And now, how this works is if you are exceeding past rank 70, you'll be able to start gaining soul ranks. And if you think about like what is soul ranks, it's basically like if you think about prestige in Call of Duty, right? Once you hit that cap level at rank 70, you have soul rank 1, soul rank 2, soul rank 3, so on and so forth. And these soul ranks, you'll be able to get these soul shards that I mentioned earlier in the video, and these soul shards will be able to unlock basically basic stats that you can provide to 5 characters, as you can see on the bottom left here, per board. We're going to be able to get up to 2 boards unlocked as of, I believe, April 23rd when the second board comes out. But as of April 2nd, Imprint Circuit will be available immediately. So you can put 5 heroes on there and it will be 1 per board. Personally, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of this by giving 5 heroes free base stats for fun. Like you look at Nodos that's going to get more free base stats or something like that. Like I don't know if there's any restrictions or if it's going to impact all PvP, but I'm kind of indifferent. Maybe I'll see if it's a really significant change or not. If it's not that significant, whatever. As long as there's no speed increase, okay? Like on the screen, I don't see speed, so I'm gonna as long as there's no speed, I'm okay. If there was speed, we're gonna have a problem with this, right? So overall, no issue. It seems like just like UI quality of life, a new thing that we can new content, I guess you could say. Also, the shop is going to be getting a UI overhaul, so we're going to see some nice changes to the UI for the shop. It is quite outdated, so I think it's nice. Now, speaking of the shop, they are going to be revamping a lot of the packs that are in the shop right now because they have recognized that, unfortunately, the packs are quite outdated, and I think I will always say that packs have been they don't give the best value in Epic 7, and it's nice that they're actually taking a look at that and they're looking at the data to see what gets purchased and what doesn't. So the fact that they're actually revamping a lot of the packs, I'm interested. I'm keen on seeing what the new prices will be. They did say that they're going to drop the prices and increase the resources you actually get from the packs. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but once we get into the game and we're able to see it in action, then we'll save our judgment until then. Okay, so Perfume Biblis is going to be released. There will be a separate video on my YouTube channel going over Perfume Biblis and her synergies, her counters, things that you want to kind of pay attention to, and builds that you can kind of prepare for her. So that'll be in a separate video. Maybe you can click somewhere here if I put that in there. But for the most part, the reason why I bring this up is because if you played during last year's anniversary, the 7-year anniversary, there will be a event that's very similar to the carrot exchange system that we had last anniversary. And in this, you're going to be able to get quite a few things. Now, I've also put this in a notepad so you can see that under here under the carrot event, you'll be able to get 5-star light elemental hero summon ticket, 5-star dark elemental hero summon ticket, and 5-star covenant hero selector ticket as well. Obviously, there are some other things on the menu you can see here, like Molagora and whatnot. And then on the following pages, there's also immunity gear, which I think a lot of people probably don't have a good time farming, right? Bottle of knowledge. And then tab 3, you'll see that there is the speed. So it'll work very similarly to how the carrot event works. So if you played around that time, then great. But basically, the more you play the game, the more points you unlock. The more points you unlock, the more stuff that you can buy. If you need a priority list, come to my stream and ask me. I'm not going to include that in the fucking video, but that's that. There's going to be a rerun of the carrot event that's labeled now as a perfume shop. Okay, and so if you've made it to this part of the video, there is going to be a coupon code, which is new_era_gift 0402, which will grant 15 leaves. So previously they gave us 1,000 energy. Very annoying to have to grind through 1,000 energy. So it's very nice of them to actually rework and give us leaves instead so we can use it whenever we want. So big W from Smilegate's part. Overall, very happy that they made this change for the coupon code. All right, so that's going to be the end of this summary video. Now, if you are a person that is not playing Epic 7 right now, or you played in the past and you're kind of wondering, should we come back to the game? Should we give it another run back? Honestly, I will be starting a new account series on April the 2nd, which is going to be documenting the whole new player experience so that you guys can make the decision for yourself. I will have daily uploads for that on YouTube when that comes around in 5 days. But I will say, as a veteran player, I think it is very worth it. They are the clear direction that they're kind of steering the game towards is it's an 8-year long game, and they want to bring in new players. New players are going to be what helps the game grow and helps the game thrive, and they're investing more into their esports by having E7 Masters this April, not just having one World Cup every year in September. So it's very clear the direction that they're kind of leaning in towards, and with the changes that they're making by giving so many different, limited characters and ML5s and overall just rewards in general. It's very clear, and the discounted Mystic summons that we talked about, right? It's very clear that they have a very, very strong emphasis to bring in new players. So definitely, I think if you're thinking about it, if you considered it and you just haven't pulled the trigger, I recommend you give it a try because this game, I love this game, and that's all I really got to know. But if you have any questions or anything that I didn't include in this video that you feel like I should have, comment below, let me know, or just feel free to message me on Discord. It's just VicChun. If you made it to this part, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.